Hi, I'm Sarah from STL Ocarina, and these are my ocarinas. I started collecting ocarinas when I was about 10 years old, one or two a year, until I got the job at STL, where it kind of just exploded. I didn't know how many ocarinas I even had until a coworker insisted that I count all of them, where I found I have 206 ocarinas. Since it would be kind of ridiculous to talk about each and every one of my ocarinas, I've picked out 5 of my favorites to share with you today. The first ocarina I have to show you is my very first ocarina. This one is from 6th Street Pottery, and I got it from Bristol's Renaissance Fair while I was living in Chicago. I was lucky enough to get an ocarina that does actually play really well, because a lot of first-time ocarinas don't. And while I don't play it as often anymore because it's a 9-hole ocarina, it does have a very special place in my heart, being number 1. The next ocarina I want to talk to is actually 2 of them, because I have a few signed ocarinas. This first one was obviously the Dragon Dagger from Power Rangers, signed by Jason David Frank himself. It's also kind of special because this is the first of the designs of the Dragon Dagger that came out, so it's a little bit smaller and different. I also have this one here. This is the Glimmer Ocarina, which was inspired by a unicorn. And while he's not as well known, I guess, as Jason David Frank, Peter S. Beagle signed this, who is the author of The Last Unicorn, which is a book and movie from my childhood. The next ocarina I have is a Katara Ocarina. And this brand isn't as well known. It is a Japanese brand, and it's very special to me because I used to live and work in Tokyo, and I used to teach my students English songs with my ocarina. And then they told me that this maker is actually local, so I got to go meet them, see their workshop, see them make it, and purchase this one right before I returned to the States. The next ocarina I have is a double chamber purple clay ocarina by TNG. I love multi-chamber ocarinas. As a former clarinet player, I'm used to having a really extensive range so I can play all the songs I want. While a double still doesn't give me quite that range, it still lets me play pretty much everything I want. So it's really convenient for me to be able to just have one ocarina in my hand and not have to switch them on the fly. And the final ocarina I have to talk about today is my water-designed ocarina. This one is one of my favorite ocarinas for several reasons. One, it was my first real design that I got to put out there. I'm still super proud of it. I think it's super pretty. I also got to be very nerdy and put hidden things in it where each stripe represents solid, liquid, and gas of water. I also think it is perhaps the clearest tone of any ocarina that I've ever created, and I love playing it all the time. As long as I don't need a multi-chamber, this is the one I choose. Thank you for letting me talk to you about my extensive and ever-growing ocarina collection. In fact, it will be 207 tomorrow because one is in the mail. If you have any questions about my ocarinas, please leave a comment below. Or if you have a collection or a favorite ocarina you'd like to discuss, please leave it below. Thank you.